You will receive 4 different attachments with your nutrition email: TD Nutrition, NTD Nutrition, Nutrition Notes, and shopping list. TD Nutrition means training day nutrition. This is the meal plan you should follow on your training days, the days you lift weight. NTD nutrition is the nutrition plan you should follow on your non-training days or cardio days. In other words, the days you don't lift weights. Right? Let's start with TD nutrition. Here is going to be your name, obviously. The first thing upon waking up, freshly squeezed juice. Okay, this area is going to be same for everyone. Freshly squeezed juice of 1 lemon or lime. So it has to be fresh. Lemon, either lemon or lime, both would work. It has to be fresh though. You can't use the bottled one. Quarter teaspoon of colored salt. Colored salt, anything other than white would work. Pink Himalayan salt, black, gray. You can use any of them other than white. Or if you haven't seen colored salt before, it's gonna be in the same area as usual salt in supermarket. It's not hard to find. 10 milliliter of chlorophyll. Some of you may have never heard of chlorophyll. It's all right. You will get a link with your supplements to buy this online. Or alternatively, you can buy this from supermarket as well. If you buy this from supermarket, it's going to be in medicine section, but I recommend buying it online because it's bit better quality than the one you buy from supermarket. What it does is it's going to cleanse your digestive system, and it's going to help bring your blood pH level a little bit up as well. If you buy this online, it will take like 1 week to arrive, but that's fine. You can mix the other stuff and drink without it until you receive it. 250 to 500 milliliter of water. This is very simple. All you got to do is mix all this and drink. And remember, this is filtered water, not tap water, filtered water. If you don't have a water filter, invest in a quality water filter. You can buy a water filter from Kmart for like $50. It's worth it. Right. After having this drink, after about 20 to 30 minutes, you can have your first meal. Okay, again, this is not going to be exactly the same in your meal plan. This is just an example. We will go through this meal plan and then I will show you how different it could be in different scenarios. Okay. In this meal plan, the first meal is 250 grams of lean beef, veal, lamb leg, kangaroo, goat, camel. So that basically means you can use any of them. If you want to use 125 grams lean beef and 125 grams of lamb leg, you can do that too. But the total has to be exactly this number. All these weight are in before cook weight, so you have to measure everything before you cook. Use a kitchen scale. It has to be exactly this number, right? Be accurate as much as possible. It's very important. Okay, 250 grams of red meat, 150 to 200 grams of vegetables, 15 grams of coconut oil or organic butter. If you have coconut oil or organic butter in a meal, you can definitely use that butter or coconut oil to cook that meal. So basically, if you want to fry your steak in butter, you can use 15 grams of coconut oil or butter to fry that steak. Vegetables, there's a whole list in your nutrition notes. I will get that into that bit later. Refer to that notes. You can use any of those vegetables in the list. Right, then you have a whole list of supplements. You will get a separate email on how to buy these supplements, where to order and everything. And again, this part is going to be different from person to person. This is not going to be exactly the same in your meal plan. It changes from person to person according to their necessities. Right, okay. Meal 2. Here we have 250 grams of barramundi, basa, prawns, calamari, dory, lynx, snapper, whiting. Again, so when you have a lot of options like this, pick one. You don't have to eat the same thing over and over again. For example, let's say let's take meal 1 again. For example, if you eat beef Monday, you can eat lamb leg Tuesday, you can eat kangaroo Wednesday, goat Thursday, or you can eat if you cook for few days in at one time, so you can eat beef for 4 days, lamb for another 4 days or 3 days or whatever. You get the idea, right? Everything is same. All meals you have few different options. So here I personally don't in meal 2 with whitefish. I personally don't like barramundi. It tastes like shit. I like barramundi. I don't like basa. Basa tastes like shit. I always buy barramundi. It's probably the best tasting white fish I have tried. Prawns, calamari, I don't mind. You can change it time to time. Otherwise, if you keep eating the same thing, it's get boring. So make sure you keep changing the food you eat. Pick one from the list, basically. 150 to 200 grams of vegetables, 15 grams of coconut oil or organic butter. Again, if you have like this, you can use that oil or coconut oil or organic butter to cook that meal. Meal 3, 250 grams of chicken thigh or lean pork, 150 to 200 grams of vegetables, 15 grams of coconut oil. And meal 4, 250 grams of, again, white fish, any white fish, 150 to 200 grams of vegetables, 350 grams of sweet potato. Okay, so here we see it's a meal 3 is pre-workout meal, meal 4 is post-workout meal. This particular client trained in the evening, so that's why his pre-workout and post-workout meal is in the evening. If you are training in the morning, it will be different. Your pre-workout will be, if you are training right after breakfast like me, my pre-workout meal is my meal 1 is my pre-workout meal because I train right after my breakfast. Then my meal 2 will be my post-workout meal. And again, some people train in different times in different days. For example, I have some clients in the weekdays they train in the evening because they work from 9 to 5, and in the weekends they like train in the morning to save the day. So in that case, it's very simple how you can change this around. All you got to do is your meal, if you are training in the morning, so your meal 3 will become your meal 1 because you are training after your first meal. Doesn't matter what time you train, your pre-workout meal always will be your pre-workout meal, and post-workout meal always will be your post-workout meal. If you train in the morning after first meal, meal 3, this meal will be your meal 1 pre-workout meal, this will be your post-workout, then this will be your third meal, and this will be your fourth meal. And again, in this plan, we only have 4 meals because this client cannot get 5 meals in, but it's going to be different from person to person. Some people have 5 meals, some people will have 6 meals. After 4th meal, that's going to be supplements again. And the last one, upon going to bed, okay, this chia seed, psyllium husk, these two are fibers. It's gonna help with your good gut bacteria, and it's gonna this pretty much it's basically going to help with your digestion and your gut bacteria. If you are not this will help you to go to toilet as well. These two. Okay, 1 teaspoon of Republica organic chocolate powder, stevia to taste. These two, just basically they are to make this one taste better because these have very rough taste. these two are there just to make it taste better. This chocolate powder, make sure you buy exactly the same one. There will be a picture in shopping list. This particular one does not have any calories. This one is organic, it doesn't have any sugar, so make sure you buy exactly the same one. And stevia is a natural sweetener. It's not it doesn't have any calories, and you can use that just to make it taste better. And add a bit of water and mix it. It becomes like a paste. I actually quite like the taste. You can play around with the amount of stevia and chocolate powder you use to taste it better, make it taste better. And I have a video I have uploaded to my clients only private Facebook group, and if you are watching this video and if you are not in that group, make sure you send me a message. That means if you're not in the group, that means I forgot to add you to the group. Make sure you send me a message so I can add you to the group. Okay, cool. Here, okay, let's, for an example, let's say you don't have any coconut oil or butter in these two meals. If you don't have any coconut oil or organic butter, that basically means you cannot use oil or butter to cook this meal, right? In that case, you're gonna have to bake, grill, or make a curry in this meal. You cannot use anything to fry, right? And you cannot use coconut milk either unless it's mentioned in your in that meal. So if you had, let's say, 100 milliliter of coconut milk, then you can use it. But if there's nothing here, that means you can't use it. I repeat, you can't use it. Okay, cool. I think I covered everything here. All right, let's go to non-training day nutrition and have a look. Okay, this is the meal plan you will follow on your non-training days and cardio days, the days you don't lift weight. Upon waking up, drink exactly the same. There's no difference at all, exactly the same. Then the first meal. Okay, you when you compare this training day and nutrition, non-training day nutrition, you will notice almost every single time your protein sources, meat and vegetables, will be exactly the same at each meal, right? The only things going to change are coconut oil, organic butter, or the fat source or the carbohydrate source, right? Those are the only things going to change. So it's very easy to cook if you're going to cook for a few days. Meat and vegetables, training day, non-training day, it's not going to change at all. Okay, so this one I'm not gonna go through because it's exactly the same. The only difference is 10 grams of coconut oil. If you look at training days, you have 15 grams of coconut oil. I deleted these two, but previously I had 15 grams of coconut oil, and now you only have in non-training day, you have only 10 grams of coconut oil. All right, make sure you read these two very carefully. It's very important you get this right. If you make a mistake here, you're gonna screw up all your nutrition, and your that will affect your results significantly. In your meal plan, you will not be able to see this section. The reason is people get confused by these numbers. You don't need to worry about these numbers. All you got to worry about is too many numbers. People get confused, right? So you will not be able to see these numbers. All you got to worry about these numbers, right? These are again before cook weight. You have to use the kitchen scale and measure everything before you cook. Right. Okay, covered non-training day, everything. All right, cool. We go to nutrition notes and have a look. All right, nutrition notes. Okay, I can't stress this enough. Be spot on with food weights. So what that means, these food weights, you have to be spot on with them. All the food weights you will get will be in before cook weight. So make sure you measure them before you cook, right? Um, what I usually do, I buy diced meat. Um, One reason is very easy to measure, and when I buy diced meat, for example, I usually cook for 4 days at a time. So if I cook this meal for 4 days at once, I'm gonna need 1 kilo of chicken, diced beef. So when I buy it from butcher, I usually buy meat from butcher. I tell them I need 1 kilo of diced meat, and then if you do that, you don't really have to measure when you come back home because you already know it's going to be 1 kilo there, right? The workout system works you better. I'm usually very lazy person. I try to save time. I'm really busy as well, so I try to save um, everywhere possible. And again, when I buy vegetables, I buy frozen vegetables. Then I don't have to cut. It doesn't really matter if you like fresh vegetables, you can use fresh vegetables. If you don't if it's not a big deal, you can use frozen vegetables. Nutrition wise, there's not much difference at all. I happen to think frozen vegetables are actually safer than the fresh vegetables because they usually freeze frozen. They usually freeze those vegetables right after they um, basically the fresh vegetables, they put a lot of chemicals to keep them fresh for a long time. You can pretty much avoid that chemical if you buy frozen vegetables. That's not the reason I buy frozen vegetables. So it's just I can't spend time to cut them. Or if you buy frozen fresh vegetables, if it's affordable, put an effort to buy organic. So always when you buy food, make sure buy the best quality you can afford. If you buy red meat, put an effort to buy if organic is affordable for you. They are very expensive. But if it fits your budget, make sure put an effort to buy organic. Then the second best would be grass fed. Then if it's again not affordable, yeah, then the obviously you are left with the other option, grain fed. Right, we were here. All right, follow the meal order exactly. So basically, what I mean is that's the reason I recommend each food at different meals. Follow this order exactly, unless if you have to change around these two meals according to your schedule, the time you train, you can change it around. Other than that, make sure you follow the order exactly. You can cook total amount of vegetables, meat for few days or whole week in one time and spread it out evenly. Okay, this is what I do. You don't have to do exactly the same thing. I tried few different things. I tried cooking for the whole week. If you cook for the whole week, you can't keep everything in normal fridge because last few days food will go bad. Um, what I found, you can keep it fresh in normal fridge for like 4 days. So if you cook for all 7 days, you can keep 4 days food in normal fridge. Then you have to put the other three in the freezer. Um, yeah. And I tried that. Then it's very hard when you freeze. It's very hard to eat them. They don't taste good at all. So I stopped doing that. Now I cook every 4 days. I don't put when I cook for 4 days. I don't have to keep anything in the freezer. I can keep them in normal fridge. Um, okay, let's take this meal for an example. And if I'm going to cook this meal for 4 days, what I do is I go to butcher. I buy 1 kilo of diced beef or lamb leg. Then if I know exactly 1 kilo is there, then I don't really have to measure when I come home because I know I'm going to cook for 4 days. That's 1 kilo of it. I cook them, then I spread them evenly for 4 meals. I don't usually measure them after cook. If you want to, I have clients that measure them after cook and spread them. So you can do that if you want to. I'm not gonna be bothered with it because I'm no even if I don't measure it, it will be a little bit different from day to day. Maybe Monday, this Tuesday, it will be 10 grams higher or lower, but it doesn't really matter. Within 4 days, it will all add up. If you measure after cook, it's not going to be the same weight, obviously, because if you cook 1 kilo of meat, it will be like 800 grams after you cook it. You can do the same thing with vegetable. You can use vinegar if you want to add with meat. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you want to use white vinegar, that's fine too. You can use herbs and spices to marinate your food. There's a whole list further down. I will explain when I get to that part. Do not use sauce and salad dressing. Usually they are high in sugar and packed with GMO. So there's no sugar. I mean, there's no sauce or any other salad dressing or any other marinades. So you can only use herbs and spices. There's a whole list further down. Food doesn't have to be boring or tasteless. Be creative. Right? For me, food taste doesn't really bother much, but for most people it does. Make sure don't let your food be boring. If it's boring, it's very hard to follow. Use different marinades and spices for variety if you need. Okay, with vegetables, there are few different ways you can do that. What you can do with them. One way is you can eat one vegetable for the whole day. Let's say, for example, green beans Monday, broccoli Tuesday, cauliflower Wednesday. Or most clients change their meal to meal. For example, with breakfast, green beans, meal 2, carrot, meal 3, broccoli, meal 4, cauliflower. It's up to you, right? It's totally up to you. There's a whole list of vegetables you can what vegetables you can use as well. I'll get to that when I get to that part. Right, this is what I said before. Always go for the best quality you can afford when you buy food. If you can afford organic, or go for it. By all means, go for it. Right, the left side vegetables, right side herbs and spices. You can have any vegetable in this list. If you want to use something not in this list, make sure you send me a message through the app and double check with me before you use it, before you eat it. Same with herbs and spices. Pretty much anything in this list you can use as much as you like. It doesn't really matter. And if you want to use something not in the list, make sure you double check with me. You can definitely use Sri Lankan curry powder, Indian curry powder, any curry powder. Pretty much they are good. They are herbs. So mix of herbs, they're pretty good for your health. You can use any of them. Actually, when you cook, let's say when you cook beef here, if you want to make a curry, you can use curry powder here and make a curry. That's completely fine. Most my clients ask if they can use Sri Lankan curry powder and make a Sri Lankan curry or Indian curry. Yeah, you can definitely do that. But remember, if you don't have coconut milk mentioned in that plan, you can't use coconut milk. You have to cook that curry with water. Potatoes, corn, green peas, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, nuts, lentils, dals, and other grains are not vegetables. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, especially for Sri Lankans, for us, everything is vegetable. we count potatoes, sweet potatoes, everything as lentils, everything as vegetables, right? These ones are not vegetables. Okay, so when you have 150 to 200 grams of vegetables here, you can't count potatoes, corn, green peas, or sweet potatoes as vegetables and eat them as vegetables, right? If you can eat them, it will be mentioned in your meal plan like this. It will be specifically mentioned. Other than that, you can't eat them as vegetables. Things you can't use to marinate or add to your food: any kind of sauce, mayonnaise, any kind of marinade paste, salad dressing, nuts, coconut milk, butter or oil. The last three, you can use them if you have them in your meal plan. If you can't use them if you don't have in your meal plan. What that means is, let's say, okay, let's take an example so we can all understand. Okay, let's say if you have 30 grams of nuts with first meal, then you can have it. But if you didn't have it, obviously you can't have it. Yeah, that's what it basically means. And again, when you get this meal plan, you will not get a Excel sheet, you will get a PDF. This here I explain how you make that drink. You drink first thing in the morning. It's very simple. Mix all these ingredients and drink it. Liquids you can drink: water, organic coffee, tea. Right? Organic coffee and tea you can have as much as you like, but you can't use sugar or milk. You can use stevia as much as you like instead of sugar. It's a natural sweetener. It doesn't have any calories, so it doesn't really matter how much you use it. Avoid fruit juice, soft drinks, and alcohol. Right? I repeat: fruit juice, soft drinks, and alcohol. Avoid them. Another thing before I forget, most people ask me, can I eat fruits or nuts? Okay, if it's not mentioned in your meal in this meal plan, that means you can't have it, even if they're healthy. I know fruits are healthy, I know nuts are healthy, but they contain calories, right? So if you want them, I would have put them in your meal plan. If they are not in your meal plan, that basically means you can't have them, right? Snacks, biscuits, anything you eat, you can't, right? You can't. You all the pretty much, if you want to eat something, the question you should ask yourself: is this in my meal plan? If it's not in your meal plan, the answer is no. You can't eat them. The only things you can eat is what's in this meal plan. If it's not in the meal plan, you can't eat it. All right, supplements. You will get a separate email with the supplement list. The supplements you should use, how to buy them, where to buy them, with all the instructions. Just remember, when you order those supplements online, it will take like 2 weeks to get to Australia because they come from America. So order them in advance. You don't have to wait till you get them to start your meal plan. You can start your meal plan, and you can start your supplements when you get them in 2 weeks, but definitely you can start the meal plan right away without supplements, right? And supplements are not compulsory again, but they will help. It will make the job a lot easier. I always take this, and I always compare supplements to smartphones. You can live without smartphones, but they make the life a lot easier. And if you buy supplements, make sure you buy the brand, the brand I recommend, because its quality matters. Anything you buy from supermarket or chemist are shit quality. You are just wasting your money, right? If you buy them, buy the supplements I recommend. You will get a whole instructions where to buy them and everything. No cheat meals. Okay, so for first 12 weeks, no cheat meals at all. After first 12 weeks, you can have 1 or 2 cheat meals a week. But for first 12 weeks, no cheat meals. When you finish the first 12 weeks, I will teach you how to eat 1 or 2 cheat meals a week and still maintain your results. That doesn't mean you can't eat outside though. You definitely can eat outside. Obviously, you should eat most of your meal. You should cook your own meals. But if you have to take your fiance or partner or wife or kids outside, you can definitely do that. Um, this is one of the meals I ordered when I ate out. Um, but if you eat out, you have to order something similar to what you already eat, right? Um, Here I ordered grilled fish, salad, and steamed vegetables. They had salad dressing in the menu with this meal, but when I order, I mentioned them, don't put any salad dressing, just bring me a wedge of lemon instead, right? You can definitely do that. And again, if you eat out, I highly recommend you check out the menu before you go. There's an app called Zomato. You probably heard of it. There's pretty much in every restaurants on the planet is on that app. You can go to that app, search any restaurant, and you can check out the menu and everything. Right, 4 habits to start from today. If you use plastic water bottles and containers to store your food, make sure they are BPA free. Pretty much anything you buy, most of them are in Australia. Any plastic you buy these days are BPA free, but be sure you check if it's BPA free. There will be a sign somewhere similar to this. It could be different, but it should state it's BPA free. All right, never microwave plastic even if they are BPA free. You can definitely store food in your plastic containers, but when you microwave them, make sure you transfer it to a ceramic or glass container. Start sleeping in a completely dark room. What that basically means, when you put your palm in front of your face, you should not be able to see your hand. You can use Sleep Cycle app if you want to. I used to use it. I don't use it anymore. It's up to you. If you can use it, you can use that app to check the quality of your sleep. Start drinking filtered water. Invest in a quality water filter. Yeah, I mentioned that before. Make sure if you're drinking tap water, make sure you invest in a quality water filter. You can buy one from Kmart. Food you should never eat, not even once a week. Gluten, commercial dairy products. You can definitely have organic butter. Soy, wheat. So you can't use soy sauce, tofu. You can't use them. Wheat, refined sugar, trans fats, margarine, vegetable oil, artificial sweetener. So basically, if you follow this plan step by step exactly, you don't need to worry about this part at all, right? And you should follow this plan 100% if you want 100% results. Then we have frequently asked questions. I'm not going to go through them. These are a few questions most of my clients ask most of the time. Just read them in your own time. All right. With cooking, I am usually very lazy to cook, and I'm not a very good cook. And I can't be bothered to use 10 things to make food tastes good. So what I do now, I started this couple of months ago. I buy this herb mix called Flavor God. It's a website. You can search them, Flavor God. Google Flavor God. They have lots of different herb mixes. They taste really good and make your life a lot easier. For example, when I cook beef, there's on one bottle. All I have to do is add bit of spices from that one bottle and bit of salt. That's it. I don't have to use 10 things. If you want to, you can do that. They are not that expensive. I think one bottle costs will probably cost you like 10-15 bucks, but usually for me, one bottle lasts for like 2 months, so it's not too bad. um, yeah, just if you want to, you can Google them. Otherwise, if you know how to cook properly with herbs and spices, mix few different things, go for it. There's no problem. It's whatever works for you. Sometimes I use Sri Lankan herbs, spices as well, but I'm not very good with it. I will soon get a chef to make few recipes. So at the moment we don't have any recipes, but will be available very soon. So that's about it with nutrition. If you have any questions, don't remember, we don't do guesswork. If you have any questions, anytime, shoot me a message in that.